Great.
A little bit concerned about you.
Hiya. How you doing? They're down there, aren't they? On the across the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it seems to train.
No training on the first.
Both teams except the home teams, yeah. I know, you could look after the pitch a bit, but it'll be same for both, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I just was what training?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you okay?
Hello, you're right. Yeah, they've gone off the pitch now, but
So they were, aren't
yeah, they're only temporary.
they? Oh well. I don't care what they do, as long as we beat them, I'm quite happy.
Yeah, it's what it was.
I'll be happy with the draw, to be honest.
Listen, that didn't go well.
That'll be tough game. Tough game.
Yeah.
I looked at the stats for the last 4 games. It's quite remarkable. So they got 174 and 61.
Just don't get much more even than that, yeah.
I know overall we're miles ahead.
Yes,
Our
but in the last
684,
yeah,
which is the highest in the southwest.
yeah,
One of the highest in England.
the
Yeah.
last 4 games.
Yeah. But we played Weybridge and Truro in the last 4 games.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased that Inch is back in.
Yeah.
Miss Brian.
We did, yeah. He's on holiday.
Yeah.
2 Saturdays. Come on. Come on. 2 Saturdays.
He can't complain, can he? He's been great, hasn't he?
Yes.
But that's the problem, yeah. But then when you try, because Tribe were awful with the scrums up there, when it was like so much, because there's scrums
Mind
all
you,
over.
I think Joe's really come on personally.
Who?
Joe Maunder.
Oh, Joe, yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's
been great, hasn't he?
Joe's age. Incredible.
He's getting in the gym in the summer.
Yeah.
No, Mum,
Yes.
We could do with House.
he's So good. Good play. They played the back row. Good boy. Yeah. Look at the second team there.
Well, what did you say? How many players were playing? You know, were on the books with all the subs.
Yeah, 61 players, I think, with all the subs.
I went to the 13 game of the week and new team. We still have a fourth team out. Yeah. Players, yeah. And these are the only other club in our league who've got 3 teams. Yeah. Yeah. Right, have excuse me, I've got to do some ranting. Oh, our dedicated audience. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're right.
15.
East Coast, you come off and you come to Southampton, did you? And then
Stop them. Dingy.
I'm on you. Yeah, not bad.
Drop frames 9%. Settings. There it goes. 9.2. Settings.
We went Malton this morning. It's horrible.
Right. A very good afternoon. If you just joined us, and welcome to Crediton Rugby Club up here at Exhibition Road in Somerset. As you can see, I've just arrived and I've spent half an hour getting set up. Beg your pardon. And as you can see over there, Crediton are warming up and St Austell are warming up on the other pitch. So what we'll do in a moment's time is go through the teams. Right, we'll try again. Good afternoon, welcome to Exhibition Road up here in Crediton for the big game of the season. So welcome up here. My name's Graham. I'm going to be with you all afternoon. Thanks for joining us. If you want to leave a comment or two on YouTube, please go ahead, as long as they're decent. But be aware there's just me. So if I do have a problem, what I tend to do is carry on recording the game rather than doing the streaming. So my apologies, but that's the way it is. Things just getting going. If I look across to the left over there, and just move the camera slightly over left over there, you can see Crediton are getting warmed up and St Austell are on the second tee pitch at the moment. So what we'll do in the meantime is go through the teams for you, tell you a bit about form, where they are in the league and what to expect a bit today. So first of all, as published, these are the teams. Right, from Crediton, front row of Lance Palmer, Dan Yandel. I don't know if he's related to the man from Exeter, he probably is. Rob Leach make up the front row. Second row, Josh Lee and Chris Courtier. With the back row of Will Crang, Jake Clark and Dan Lee, who I remember very well last season, had a really good game here. In the backs, Ed Brady's at scrum half. Ollie Avery-Wright, who was the captain today, plays at 10. In the centres, Ben Wonnacott and Ollie Down. And on the wing, Devon Hosegood Bobby Jenkin, with Josh Davey bringing up the rear fullback, and on the bench Henry Gavin, who I remember very well last year. He was man of the match in this corresponding fixture. Josh Pearce and Josh Hall. For St Austell, really pretty much unchanged. One change from last week's win, which we'll look at in a few moments' time, where Dan Jobe, Miles Davey and Charlie Nicholson make up the front row. Andy Ince returns. Andy, of course, is a student, and he's been finishing off his dissertation for his master's degree, but he's lovely to see him back today. In the second row with Joe Maunder. In the back row, Rory Jago, scored a try here last year, Cam Taylor and Kyle Marriott. In the backs, CJ Boyce continues at 9. He's fine run of form, CJ. Chris Ashwin at 10. Centres are Ben Plummer, who also scored a try here last year. Sam Parsons with Fraser Nottle, I beg your pardon, it's not Dan Tyrrell, that's a mistake. It's 14 is actually Fraser Nottle, and Cav Boyer is actually on the other wing. That's my mistake, beg your pardon, with Matt Shepherd bringing up fullback. Matt, of course, has been one of the standout players for St Austell, on 31 tries this season, and I'm sure he'll be hoping to add to that today. On the bench, Matt Boothby, Rob Jeffs, who finds himself on the bench for one of the few times this season because Andy Ince has returned, and Dan Tyrrell is on the bench, not, as you can see there, starting at 14. Right, just looking briefly at the form recently. Only last week, local derby between Teignmouth and Crediton, which Crediton came away with 1941. Very good win up there. The Teignmouth have been an up and down team this season. They've had 3 surprises, and other games they've not performed that well. 55-19 over Bridgewater, who St Austell also played a few weeks ago. That was a rerun of a game that was postponed earlier in the season. Before that, they beat Sherborne 43-26, and prior to that, 31-5 over Newton Abbot. And St Austell, big win last time out, where they beat Chard 57 points to 14. Really strong second half performance, but very tight half time. For that, cracking game up at Bridgewater, which the St Austell came away 36-50 victors, even though Bridgewater scored 5 tries against St Austell, which is the only team this season to score more than 3. Then before that, 2 tough games, local derbies, where St Austell beat Wadebridge 36-13 and Truro the week before that 12-31. Now this is quite remarkable. If you looked at the points these teams have scored in the last 4 games, then Crediton have scored 170, this is by my maths, and conceded 69, which means a points difference of 101. And St Austell have scored 174, conceded 75, with a points difference of 99, which, when you think about it, is unbelievable. That's how close these two sides are, and I think everyone here today is expecting a very tough, very close game. In the corresponding fixture last season, so earlier in the season, I beg your pardon, first, St Austell came away 34-15 victors at home, but this game last year, Crediton won 19 points to 14. So last 2, 1 each, everything to play for going into the last 4 games of the season. Which leaves us with the league position. So you can see there, St Austell top of the league at the moment on 85 points. And Crediton close behind on 73. That might sound like a lot as 12 points, but actually they have a game in hand, so today is absolutely everything to play for. So if they close the gap and then win with a bonus point their remaining fixture, which is quite possible, the gap will only be 2 points. It's absolutely everything. This is the big game of the season for both of these teams. Wadebridge Camels and Truro are the only teams who mathematically can catch either St Austell or Crediton in this league. Referee today is Spencer Pearce, all the way from Somerset RFU. Lovely to see him today. We've seen him once before. Really good referee, actually, being assessed today. And I've no doubt at all that there were going to be a humdinger of a start. I should say right at the beginning that from where I am standing in the stand, I cannot see the near corners of the pitch, but I'll do my very best to see the rest of it. And of course, as you can see in front of me, there is also a pole which is holding up the roof. And again, once again, I'll do my best to avoid it, but this is the best I can do, bearing in mind that it is just starting to rain, and there's a bit of a wind blowing from, as you're looking, from right to left, probably I guess at about 15 miles an hour, perhaps gusting twice that. So that will play a part in the game. Both these sides with very accomplished kickers. Ollie Avery-Wright, of course, is the skipper for Crediton, and Chris Ashwin for St Austell. So that's one of those things, you find out which way they're going to play. It will make a big significant difference, certainly in the first half. Sometimes the wins dies. We are all looking forward to this. It promised to be an absolute cracker. And the time now is 26 minutes past 2, so the teams will be coming out in a moment. I'll leave you with the pitch in front of you, and we'll go through the teams as they arrive on the pitch.
I don't know.
So, very briefly, let's go through the teams again. For Crediton, front row of Lance Palmer, Dan Yandell and Rob Leach, Josh Lee and Chris Courtier in the second row. Back row of Will Crang, Jake Clark and Dan Lee. In the backs, Ed Brady is at 9, Ollie Avery-Wright at fly half. First 5/8 if you live in the Southern Hemisphere. In the centres, Ben Wonnacott and Ollie Down, with Bobby Jenkins and Devon Hosegood on the win for the Speed Boys. Saw them last year. Devon is certainly very quick. And Josh Davey brings up the rear at fullback. On the bench, Henry Gavin, Josh Pearce and Josh Hall. For St Austell, and you can see there, of course, Director of Rugby St Austell, that's Steve Murley walking across the pitch. But for St Austell, front row, here they come. Dan Jobe, Miles Davey and Charlie Nicholson make up the front row, with Andy Inch and Joe Maunder in the second row. Rory Jago, Cam Taylor and player coach Carl Marriott at number 8, with CJ Boyce 9, Chris Ashwin continues at fly half, fine form that man. Ben Plummer, Sam Parsons are the centre partnership, with Fraser Nottle on one wing and Cav Boyer on the other. That's the mistake there, it's not Cav Dan Tyrrell. Dan Tyrrell's on the bench together with Matt Boothby and Rob Jeffs. You can see the St Austell replacements walking across the pitch. Rob Jeffs, been in fine form, scoring tries this season. Matt Boothby, front row replacement, and Danny Tyrrell. All three, no doubt, will be seeing action today. As you can hear, sat right in the middle of the crowd. And Crediton come, it looks to me like Crediton are playing right to left, with St Austell left to right. This is the big game of the season for both of these teams. Still 4 or 5 games to go, depending on if you had cancellations, but this really should decide. Whoever wins this game should determine who wins this league for promotion to South West 1. Easy to say, because things never work out that way. Anyway, thanks for joining us. And looks to me like Chris Ashwin is going to kick off, kicking left to right into the wind as we look. And once again, I'll do my best to avoid the steel pole that holds the roof up. So Chris Ashwin gets us underway. Ball fumbled there by Bobby Jenkins on the right wing. He won't like that sort of start, which means there'll be a line out. Oh, it looks to me like right on the 5 metre line. So real opportunity for St Austell right at the start of the game. Taken in the middle there by Jim Warner. One of the finds of this season. Referee is playing advantage. And he says there's none coming. Not binding, he says. Keep your eyes on Carl Marriott. Or indeed Miles Day, because they're liable to tap and go. But I think he's saying to Matt Shepard to stick in the corner, please. You can see from the touch judge on the far side there that there is a serious wind running across there. It's picked up a little bit. It's probably 50 and gusting twice that. So it will play a big part. So Miles Davey to throw, first line out, second, and the ball goes right over the top. And very gratefully received by Dan Lee, who looks for the support of the other 7 forwards. Then Davey charges down. It looks like very close. I thought James Warner thought it was his birthday there. Couldn't quite get there, but there will be a 22 drop. Sorry, behind the post drop out because the ball went dead. So Ollie Avery right. Hoofs the ball down the field. Matt Shepard has the first chance to show his paces. Let's Carl Marriott bring it up. So also playing the phases with the 3-man pod system, which pretty much all teams play. Goes wide, Matt Shepard again, but he's well tackled in the middle there by Dan Lee. And the referee's no indication at all. Ball goes left for the first time. Ben Plummer has a little look. Charlie Nicholson met with a Devon welcome there. That's good first up defence by the home team. And Sam Parsons couldn't hold on, but I think the referee's bringing them back for tackle without the ball, which means that Matt Shepard will have a chance to either kick it goal or stick it in the corner. My apologies if there's some slight stuttering in the feed. It's because there's a poor phone signal from here. Should clear itself over the time. And as you can see, I can't see the corner of the pitch, so there's a try there. My apologies. No score. 5 minutes gone. All the play has been inside Crediton's half. Carl Marriott takes clean lead. Oh, you can see what happened there. CJ Boyce trying desperately to find Fraser Knockel, but he knocked it on, so there'll be a scrummage. Also, just point out there are lots of people around me here, so sometimes they'll stand up. And there's Rob Jeffs in the foreground. We'll be seeing him in action later on. Talking to Steve Murley. Slight delay for an injury. It looks like he actually might be coming off there. Couldn't see who it was from this position. One of the front row forwards by the looks of it. Let's hope he's all right. No, it's not front row. You can see there. That's the winger Devon Hosegood with cut to the nose. Let's hope he's okay. Right. I think that is the best I can do. My apologies. So it is a St Austell scrum. No, it isn't. It's a Crediton scrum, beg your pardon. First game. And as you can see from here, Crediton get a bit of a drive on. And Dan Lee picks up and makes some good ground. Ed Brady kicks, but it's coming to looks like yeah, off he goes. Fraser Nottle takes the ball, looking for support. Chris Ashwin spins it. Matt Shepherd again. Plummer finds Cav Boyer for the first time, who chips ahead, but it's taken cleanly by Dan Yandel there. Lots of time. Avery Wright opts for a bit of safety. Eight minutes played, no score so far. Studio Boys finds Andy Ince returning, of course. There's Carl Marriott. Haven't quite found their hands yet, St Austell, but Ben Plummer retrieved it. And you can see Chris Ashwin unceremoniously put on his backside. There's Sam Parsons, scored 2 tries last week against Chard. That looks like it could be a turnover. No, I think Fraser Nottle has something to say about that, bringing the ball back. Chris Ashwin opts to stick it down in the corner, and it wasn't able to be held by the fullback there, Josh Davey. But he does well to retrieve that. And Ollie Avery Wright comes in at 9 to kick, and you can see the referee saying you're offside. St Austell. I'm sure if you're a Crediton supporter, or a player indeed, you'd be very welcome to relieve the pressure at this point. St Austell kept the ball largely inside Crediton's half. There's a Crediton hooker, Dan Yandel, to throw in. Lineouts have gone with the throw so far, apart from one which went way over the top. No news on Devon Hosegood yet. Let's hope he's okay. I think he's been replaced by Josh Hall, maybe temporarily. That ball did go straight. The referee's playing advantage, I think. Cam Taylor rescues it. Ben Plummer does a bit of Strictly Come Dancing. I have to say, so far, first up tackling by Crediton has been very, very strong. Actually, the core of their game, any game. The match shepherd trying to find an outside gap there, but to no avail. He's well tackled by Ben Wanacott. Quite clear for the referee. Holding on, I think, by Andy Inch, and Rob Leach there doing the dirty work in the winning the ball. Fantastic stuff. So Ollie Avery right just to relieve a bit of pressure. Right, I can't see all the line out. I'll show you as much as I can, but that's the first time, I think, in the first 12 minutes of play that the ball's been St Austell half. And it is a Crediton line out with Dan Yandel to throw. He finds Dan Lee in the centre, and Crediton get a roll on. Now you can see there's Dan Yandel at the back, who's retrieved his own throw. That's lovely play, very good play, and the referee, I think, is playing advantage there. That's Rob Leach once again. Yeah. Referee Spencer Pearce indicates St Austell not rolling away. Number 2. Oh no, I beg your pardon. From this indication, it's in at the side. So, for all St Austell's hard work in the opening 15, they have nothing to show about on the scoreboard, and 2 kicks from Ollie Avery Wright gets the home team to within 8 metres of St Austell's line. Taken cleanly by Chris Courtier, and that's a front goal. Try scored by Josh Lee. Second row in partnership there, more ways than one. Ball won by Chris Courtier, fed inside to Josh Lee, who run but in behind post for the first score of the game. Ollie Avery right, actually extras. So after 15 minutes, Josh Lee breaks the deadlock with first try of the game. Absolute crack, I have to say. Lovely line out play, coming from 2 kicks from skipper Ollie Avery Wright. Simple ball to Josh Lee, who had a Saturday afternoon stroll in behind the post. Carl Marriott attempted to put the ball to touch there, just overcooked it slightly, so there'll be a line out inside the St Austell half. Crediton ball with Dan Yandel to throw. He finds Josh Lee, but Andy Inch is there to mop it up. And Chris Ashburn decides there's a space down there. Ollie Right called the mark, hoofed it down the park, and St Austell restarted, but Matt Shepherd, after taking the first tackle, continues. Apple finds Plummer. Charlie Nicholson, who's very well met there by Rob Leach. That's Uri Jago, first chance to have a bit of a run. Advantage coming. Lovely link work there, Joe Maunder. What I find he's been this season. Referee's bringing them back for offside. No, beg your pardon, for a tackle without the ball. As you can see, the referee, just to prove me wrong, says no, it's for holding on. And Ben Plummer's having a word. I wonder whether he needs some attention. No, he looks okay. Of course, in the absence of Mark Vian, Ben is skipper today. Both Ben Plummer and Andy Inch are vice captains. And as Andy has been playing a lot recently, Ben's assumed the role today. Lovely to see. That's Ben Wanacott. Ben Wanacott in the centre, who's proved his worth already. Very, very strong in defence, that man. So Matt Shepherd, chance to put a bit of pressure on Crediton, and a chance to fix it down just inside the 22, and a chance perhaps to get some points on the board. For all their possession, all the pressure they've had, territorial, St Austell unable to score so far. So the score is still Crediton 7, St Austell 0. Tried to Dan Lee. So not to Dan Lee, to Josh Lee. That was all a bit untidy. Has been rescued, I think, by Jake Clark. But he couldn't hold on clearly, so there'll be a scrum. There's the front row, Lance Palmer, Daniel Dell and Rob Leach. And it's an area where Crediton will hope to have the upper hand, and St Austell hope to return to some of their excellent scrummaging form from earlier in the season. Front row, Dan Jobe, Miles Davey, and on this side, Charlie Nicholson. No, that's not going anywhere. Which gives Carl Merritt a chance to have a little look. Sam Parson looking for support. Referee says that was a forward pass. I could hear the ref from here. He said I was right in line. Couldn't argue with it. So Ed Brady to put in for Crediton. This time Crediton do get a bit of a nudge on, but it's just rotated slightly. And Avery Wright switches inside to the charging Ben Wanacott. That's Josh Lee, the try scorer. Maybe right, hoofs it down the park, down the middle actually. And Matt Shepherd's got all the time in the world. But Fraser Nottle takes the ball. He's only going to do one thing, and that's run. What's very clear even at this early stage is that referee Spencer Pearce, Somerset referee, is not allowing anybody to hold the ball to the ground. He wants to keep the game going, so he's saying release immediately. That gives Ollie Avery-Wright a chance to extend Crediton's lead, which I think he's going to have a go at. That's the best part of 40 metres as we look with the wind. Giving it some welly. Well, lovely kick. So, early try, 15 minutes for Josh Lee, converted by Ollie Avery-Wright, and a penalty by the same number 10 means that Crediton now are enjoying a 10-point lead, 10 points to 0, with about 22 minutes played. It's Bobby Jenkins. There's the very experienced Miles Davey to throw, taken off the top, but CJ Boyce couldn't quite get there, and Ben Plummer straightens and attempts to bring it back upfield. You can't see anything from here, nor can you. But as you can see, Carl Marriott has the ball, and St Austell ruck centre. Ball's gone back to Matt Shepherd, who's looking for the corner, but only finds Bobby Jenkins, who kicks long. That ball might even go dead. As you can see, Matt Shepherd's just waiting. Yeah, it is. Chris Ashman will restart, and you would guess from this position he will go long. Gets out to beyond the 22, maybe the 40 metre line, but it's picked up by the big number 5, Chris Courtier, who's impressing the line out. Going to have a chance to bring it left. There's Dan Lee in the centre. Difficult man to stop. Very strong runner. That's Rob Leach, the big number 3. Around the ankles tackle there by Miles Davey, but Crediton have kept the ball, and they've got an overlap on the right. Unlucky there. Try to score, Josh Lee just couldn't hold on. Had he done so, he was probably in for his second. It's Ollie Avery-Wright having a quick word with the ref. Well, Ben Wanacott, I think, perhaps got a bit of a knock on his ankle, but he seems okay. So we restart with the scrummage about 2 metres inside St Austell 22 from a knock on from Josh Lee. The score is Crediton 10, St Austell 0. That's a good scrummage by Crediton. St Austell moved, but then they locked out. You can see from this side that Dan Job on the other side has got it moving forward on it. That's going to penalty. One of those things to the uninitiated, that means you and I, is a front row unit, how important that is to the players when they get the scrummage going forward, because that's where so much of the go forward ball comes from, is the forward front 8 are moving forward, so the backs. So Matt Shepherd to clear. Coming up to half-hour mark, and St Austell still not managed to get any points on the board, despite having the majority, I would say, the possession and territory. You can't see it from here. The referee's given a penalty for offside, which means Matt Shepherd, who was just behind that post there, is going to kick the touch. Miles David to throw, and he goes to the front, accepted by Joe Maunder, and Cam Taylor comes on a roll round, but he's well stopped by Dan Lee. Taken behind him there by Roy Jago, one of the form players, I think, for St Austell. Chris Ashman goes back inside to the big boys. This time he attempts to step Dan Yandel, which he does, I think. Matt Shepherd, as you can see, is a bit of a nudge in the corner, but he only finds right wing. As you can see, the referee indicating high tackle after Bobby Jenkins retrieved the ball, passed it back inside, and might have been in the rut. Very well attended game today. Rough guess, I'd say there's 400 or 500 people here. Miles David to throw. Taken beautifully by Joe Maunder at the front. And St Austell look to try and get the ball going forward. Referee's advantage for collapsing. Ben Plummer, who scored a try here last year, has a go. And St Austell, the backs lining up. CJ Boyce attempts to go. He knew the ref was playing advantage, so referees are going to have a word, I think, with one of the Crediton players. He's talking to the skipper, and it's hard to say who that is from here. And he's reaching for his pocket, so I suspect that's going to be yellow. Yeah, high tackle, he's saying. High tackle. Yellow card. Dan Lee, I have to say, so we're quite pleased with that, because he's been absolute thorn in their side throughout the first half an hour of this game. Very strong runner. He's indicating a tip tackle there, dangerous tackle. So St Austell have the ball, and they've opted for a scrum. About 6-7 metres out, perhaps. Austell been inside Crediton's 22, I don't know how many times, but they've not come over with any points yet. This is maybe one of their better chances, especially as Dan Lee's off the field. There's CJ Boyce, who often very effective in these positions. And as you can see, St Austell look at the scrum going forward, which they do. Very hard to stop that. That's a lovely tackle by the fullback there, who stopped it dead. Took Ben Lee man and ball. Ben Plummer man and ball. Andy Inch loses it. He was stripped actually. And Ollie Avery Wright does the sensible thing. Gets the ball off the park. We all know that defence is what wins games, and that was a good example there. It's cracking up front. First up defence by Crediton when they were under pressure. That's not the first time either this half they've done that. So Miles Davey to throw. Once again he finds Joe Maunder. Ben Plummer straightens, he's supported by Sam Parsons. Chris Ashman looks for Matt Shepherd. There's no way through there. So the ball will be recycled. Chris Ashman looks to go the other way. And the inch tackle by Ollie Avery Wright. And the St Austell have it wide. Last part and Cav Boyer and Miles Davey unable to complete. Once again, it's been Crediton's defence that has given them this advantage, 10 points to 0, with half-time approaching. I make it about 3 minutes away, but it's not me that matters, it's the referee. So Ed Brady put in, and as you can see, Ben Winnicott's coming from the centre. Looks like he could play in the forwards. He's a big, strong lad. There he is. I think he's probably played a bit number 8. So St Austell have another line out inside Crediton's 22. Go-to man so far has been Joe Maunder. And there's a clever ball to Dan Jobe at the front from Miles Davey, which Miles then gets back and feeds Carl Marriott. Josh Lee doing the damage there. Perhaps been the standout forward in the first half. Ben Plummer opts to kick, but he doesn't find touch. Can't see that because of where they are, but Crediton have a rock. And the referee wants to have a word with Charlie Nicholson, who had a bit of a disagreement with one of the Crediton players and pulled him out of the ruck. And you can't see from here, but if I lean it over, you can see the referee's going to his pocket. And that is red card. Well, that's going to change the complexion of this game. Charlie Nicholson trudges off, looking extremely disconsolate. I don't recall Charlie even having a yellow card, never mind red. Very difficult to see what that was about. Altercation of some sort. And at the moment, the referee is talking to both skippers, which means that somebody will have to make way, and Matt Boothby will probably come on as front row replacement. Yeah. Referee's told all the players to have words, and as you can see, as the players get together, that CJ Boyce is also nursing an injury. Hold up at the moment is that Crediton centre Ben Wonnacott is having his legs strapped. He's been struggling a bit throughout the game. Doesn't seem to stop him going forward, to say. No drama just before the half-time break. Charlie Nicholson showing the red card for what looked from here like a tip tackle, but really difficult to say. So St Austell have one front row replacement in Matt Boothby. And Ollie Avery-Wright lines up for a kick at goal. Can't quite see him from here, but I will follow him as he kicks the ball. That's a lovely kick. So, about 38-39 minutes played. Crediton take a 13-0 lead. Early try, 15 minutes by Josh Lee, converted by Oliver Wright, who since then has added 2 penalties, both of which from about 40 metres out with the wind. And there's the man himself, who clears so well. Formerly on Plymouth Albion's books, of course, Ollie. As indeed was Matt Shepherd, playing full-back for St Austell. That's a lovely take off the top by Joe Maunder. And Jake Clark does a good job of stopping that from going forward. There's Dan Joe. Always a hard man to stop. Miles David makes the hard yards. Who better? Andy Shepherd gets Matt Shepherd gets support there from Chris Ashwin up close, which means the ball comes wide to Cam Taylor, who beats the first man but not the second. That's a penalty, and I think Matt Shepherd might look to go from there because. And by the look of it, CJ Boyce is struggling a bit. You can see he's holding his arm gingerly. Matt Shepherd's opted to go for goal. A bit silly not to. 13 points down. Just got to half time. So Matt Shepherd to get St Austell on the board. You can see the referee having a look at his watch there. So as we approach half time, 2 penalties and a conversion to that man. Try from Josh Lee and a penalty for Matt Shepherd for St Austell. The score is 13-3 to Crediton. Doesn't find touch. Ed Brady has a little look. Good yardage there from Josh Davey. And as you can see, penalty. Matt Shepherd goes the other side, looking I think for Cav Boyer. Referee having a word with Lance Palmer there. As you can see, CJ Boyce able to continue. He's obviously hurt his shoulder or his wrist, really hard to say. But Danny Tyrrell takes his place at scrum half. I'm sure Danny will relish this. Free kick, I think, there for interfering with lifting. It's hard to say. Matt Shepherd has a run. He'll have a go himself. He always does. He's got close support. It's proved almost impossible for St Austell to break the first line of defence. So few clean line breaks so far in this game, despite St Austell having territory and possession. Only 3 points to show for it. Chris Ashwin goes back inside to Matt Shepherd. He's got close support. There's Cam Taylor. Very well tackled by Ben Winnicott again, who seems to be still playing in the centre, in the forwards. There's Danny Tyrrell. No point in asking if he's got his dancing shoes on, is there? That's a big hit. Big hit on Chris Ashwin as he tried to pass. Went forward. His Crediton will have the scrum. We may make it 37. Sorry. There's a swap in the forwards. Razor Nuttall makes way for Matt Booby to come on as replacement for Charles Nicholson, who of course had a red card about 10 minutes ago for what looked like a tip tackle. So after that knock-on, Crediton will have the scrum just inside the range 22, and you'd be fairly sure that Ollie Avery will be looking to put this down the line like he's done so well in the first half. Fair enough. So once again, Miles Davey finds Joe Maunder. Starts to look to get it going forward, but it's collapsed at the front. And it's back to the feet. Danny Till brings the ball away. There's Cowboy, who's not had any much opportunity so far to show his ability. But Bobby Jenkins kicks long, and Matt Shepherd will have a run. You can see that was high.
Boys, come on. Boys, get ready for the bench.
So Matt Shepherd has a long range attempt to narrow the gap to 7. He's given out so a good welly, but it didn't quite reach. And that is half time. So welcome back as the second half about to get underway here between Crediton and St Austell. Score 13-3 to the home side. Crediton, early try on about 15 minutes from Josh Lee, converted by Ollie Avery-Wright, and then 2 penalties added by him in reply to 1 penalty by Matt Shepherd. Big story of the first half, of course, was the red card. Well, Josh Lee received a yellow card for a high tackle earlier on, but Charlie Nicholson, for what appeared to be a tip tackle, getting a red card about 5 minutes before the half. CJ Boyce is injured, so he's been replaced by Danny Tyrrell. Boy penalised for handling in the ruck. Referee Spencer Pearce, right there, couldn't argue with that, could you? Serves Cav right for playing with the forwards. Stick to where you're good. To remind you, I cannot see the corners of the pitch, so I'll do the best I can. There's Dan Yandel to throw. Having a quick word with Lance Palmer. So Yandel throws. Poached there by Andy Inch. Ball wasn't quite straight. There's Joe Maunder. He's not had a chance to run much today. There's Matt Shepherd attempting to use the wind. Making I guess I'd say about 60 metres.
Come on, lads. Let's complete this line. Sheffy. What's that?
So it will be a line out to Crediton, to St Austell, because the fullback touched it there. Josh Davey. First chance to get, or to try and cut into Crediton's 13-3 lead. Ball's at the back there, you can see. Also need to get that going forward, but of course minus one of the forwards. Cam Taylor having a look. As you can see, referee Spencer Pearce is very close. Sam Parsons crashes it up. Matt Shepherd does the close support work. The referee says not running away, so Carl Marriott has a look. He's close, but not close enough. There's Matt Shepherd again. Danny Tyrrell for his cross-ice run. Austell with their first try of the game. And as you can see, the referee's showing a yellow card to, I'm not sure who that is, for collapsing them all, I think, before. Matt Shepherd to attempt the conversion, but as you can see, Carl Marriott's nursing a bit of a knock. Take more than that to get that man off the field. So Matt Shepherd to attempt to get St Austell within 3, within a converted, within penalty. We all know this is going to be close. Every point matters. He's missed it.
Come on, Ella.
Not easy kicking conditions, you can see from there. Very windy. Matt just pulled that one slightly across the post. So the score remains Crediton 13, St Austell 8. St Austell, of course, playing with a man down, playing with 14 players. Although at the moment, also Crediton playing with 4 players, they have 1 man in the bin. He gets as far as Matt Shepherd, who has a look and hoofs it right down the far touch line for a line out.
Win this, that's eight. Come on! Come on, boys!
Working on principle, it's better to see a cockeye picture than a straight one, than nothing. There you go. St Austell line out. No, it isn't. It's a Crediton line out with Daniel Yendell to throw. Referee indicating St Austell not releasing. So Ollie Avery Wright have a chance to clear. As we speak, Josh Hall comes on to replace Crediton again, a really good drive on there from the line out. So I'll still be very careful not to give away a penalty here. They're going forward at a pace, and as you can see they do. Can't collapse it, even accidentally. He's pointing at Carl Marriott. So Dan Yendell again. Taken beautifully up the front there by Dan Lee. Josh Lee, I beg your pardon. And Crediton get the ball rumbling forward. Advantage, says Spencer Pearce. None coming. So they're breathing back. As you can see, number 16 Henry Gavin's also joined the fray. This will give Ollie Avery Wright a chance to push the ball into the corner, and a cracking opportunity to extend or return the lead. Currently enjoy a 6-point lead, 13 points to, no, sorry, 7 points. 13 points to 8. That's 5, isn't it? Oh, that's beautifully taken. This is going to be very difficult for St Austell to defend. And you can hear the Crediton supporters and the players get right behind the ball going forward there. Very hard to stop. And indeed, you cannot. Looks like hooker Dan Yendell has got the try. I have to say, a little bit of deja vu went on there. Two penalties, 2 touchline kicks by Ollie Avery Wright. Line out, catch, drive, try. Same as they did in the first half. That's the first kick that Ollie Avery Wright's missed today. So the score remains Crediton 18, St Austell 8. So referee Spencer Pierce is restarting the game. No, it's not with a penalty, that's just my imagination. Yes, it is with a penalty. Must have been an offence after the whistle. So with about 12 minutes played in the second half, the score 18-8. St Austell really need to get another score. We're not going to do it like that because Crediton has stolen the ball at the line out. Miles Davey, who's hit Joe Maunders so many times today, probably 90% of the time, and he's got options all over the place at that time. Ball comes to the front to, I think it was Matt Boothby, but St Austell certainly won it. Oh, there's Matt Boothby. Well held by Henry Gavin there, and as you can see, also turned over. So Crediton scrum inside their own 22. Rejig front row, Lance Palmer, Dan Yandel and Henry Gavin. And St Austell, of course, one player light due to a red card to Charlie Nicholson. Sorry about the post. Not much about it. I think that's Jake Clark there. And Matt Shepherd. You can see the thinking at this point, approaching halfway through the second half. 18 points to 8 down. They'll be thinking in terms of we need to get all the points on the board to, if nothing else, come over with a losing bonus point. But they're still going to go for the win. But when the points are on offer, you are probably well advised to take them. So Matt Shepherd from about, I'd say 35 metres or so. Missed the last one narrowly. Matt Shepherd narrows the gap slightly to 18 points to 11. That means it's, if it stays like this, St Austell will get a losing bonus point. Quite clear there, the offside from the knock-on against try scorer Dan Yandel.
Come on, Saints! Come on, boys! You're going, Craig! Come on! Come on, Saints! They won't like it up! I have a dream. I'm with him! Crossing ref! Good intent! Come on, Sam! Yes, get in! Come on! Get in! No,
Well, Sam Parsons scores his third try in 2 games. Puts St Austell back in this game at 18-16 with the conversion to come from Matt Shepherd. I think quite a lot of people here on both sides would be happy with the draw.
There you go, James, boy. There you go, James.
Big conversion attempt from Matt Shepherd to level the scores. Well, this game's certainly entertaining. Second against first in the league, 18 points each, 1 man in the bin for St Austell. Possibility of winning this league, everything to play for, 18 all, 2 tries and 2 penalties each. It's Joe Morton, who's had a fine game so far, the young man. Still only, I'm not sure he's 18 or 19. Chris Ashwin does the sensible thing, kicks for touch, but I think it's just a bit too long.
Come on! Come on, Credit! Let's make it yours, George! Challenge, boys!
So, about 38 metres out, Crediton line out. Taking beautifully off the top there. St Austell do very well to hold that maul, but it is edging, and they're keeping the ball at the back till it stops moving. Fabulous work on the ground there. I think it's Rob Jeffs. Holding on, says the ref. Ball went to ground. Rob Jeffs, first man there, over the top, kept his own weight off the ground, won the penalty. I'm just imagining Paul Hayes right now. He's probably more nervous than anybody here, including the players. Carl Marriott taking it beautifully off the top there. And Cam Taylor makes the hard yards, but Henry Gavin gets to him. Rob Jeffs makes the hard yards, followed closely by Andy Inch. Can't see that, I'm afraid. Can't see it. There it is. St Austell have the ball in the form of Danny Tyrrell at the base of the scrum. You can see a bit of a to-do there going on. Neither of those two taking a backward step all day. No foul play. Still St Austell's ball. Gav Boyer makes good 20-30 yards on the far side, but holds on in the tackle. As you can see, there's a bit of nickel creeping into this game. Referee had a grip early on. I'm not sure he still got it. Had a good game. That was Ben Plummer. Skipper today. Ben Plummer looks okay, so Ollie Avery-Wright had the chance to make ground, and as we look, it's fair to say the wind is a lot less than it was in the first half. Flag is fairly flickering now.
Let's compete in this, boys!
You know, they say there are three sorts of people, those who are good at maths and those who aren't, and I can't work out who benefits from this the most. I'm guessing St Austell, if it remains like this at 18 points each, because Crediton are the ones who need to close the gap. That's well taken. There's Ben Wanacott, who's had a very strong game all day. Forwards and backs, that man. There's try scorer Dan Yendell, tried the dummy, didn't work, so he took route one. That's the other try scorer. Momentum very much of Crediton in the last 4 or 5 minutes. That's clear. That's a lovely tackle, far side. But it looks like he's indicating Cam Taylor. Is it Cam Taylor? No, it's not. It's Rob Jeffs not releasing. The referee Spencer Pearce just says, calm down a bit guys, penalty for not releasing. Ollie over right will put it in the corner for a catch and drive. This could be it. This could be it. If Crediton can score here, it might be enough to win the game, close the gap in St Austell, and who knows what happens after that. Taken beauty off the top by Josh Pearce. Referee playing advantage. He might not need it. So catch and drive attempt mark 2. St Austell 5 metre line. Absolutely everything to play for right here. St Austell really need to defend. They don't contest the line, instead attempt to drive. But the point of attack has been moved by Crediton. They get very close. Another advantage being played by the ref. Referee goes around the other side, have a look. It's difficult to see from here. I think he'd have put his arm up had he thought it was a try. So he's saying, no, he didn't score, so he's bringing them back for the penalty advantage. And I suspect they might be putting his hand in his pocket again. Yeah, Matt Boothby. Which means that scrums will now be uncontested and St Austell have no more front row replacements. So St Austell down to 13. $18 points each, clock ticking. Big opportunity for Crediton to put this game to bed right here. Taken beautifully off the top there by number 17, Josh Pearce, who's impressed since he came on. And that's going forwards. That's going forwards. Who else? Who else? That man, Ben Wanacott. That might be enough. Ollie every right, who's kicked beautifully all day from the touchline. And he's got that one again. So the score at 25-18 to Crediton. St Austell restart from Chris Ashburn.
Yes, Matt.
Re-indicating hands in the rock there.
Come on, lads, switch on! Face them up, Saints, come on!
The way it stands at the moment, St Austell on a losing bonus point, and any opportunity that Crediton get, they will hope not to give that, because the league could depend on it. Big tackle by Sam Parsons there. Crediton keep the ball. They've done it well. Quite clear there. Knocked on. Man in front picked up from an offside position. Penalty to St Austell. But they're right back on their own try line, and I think they really want to do their best to eat up the clock, play territory. Taken by Rob Jeffs. Very static in the backs there. Gadboy takes the ball with 3 men in front of him and no room to run. You can see from here though, there's 2 men in the middle field offside, the referee's indicated. Terry takes advantage. Not sure what that's about. Some of the St Austell supporters getting very excited. There's probably Al Cummins. Bobby Jenkins shown yellow as well. Matt Shedd with the chance, put it in the corner for perhaps a last. Maybe a last attempt, we never know.
Come on, Saints, here we go. Come on, Saints, yeah! Yeah! Come on, Saints! Come on, Saints! Come on, Saints!
Sausage supporters in, full voice here.
Let's drive the fibre! Come on, Saints! Come on, come on!
Watch Joe Maunda.
Come on, Saints! Come on, thank you! Drive it on! Thank you, Ref.
That's 5 metres out. Last chance for Liam Carroll. Marriott does what he always does. Taps and goes.
Yeah!
And loses the ball. Knock on there, very unfortunate. If the scorers remain this way, which is 25-18 to Crediton, then for me the difference between the two teams has been the first up tackling. On Crediton, he's been absolutely outstanding all through the game. St Austell against less organised teams have run in 60, 70, 80 points many times this season, and today they've been really thwarted by an absolutely top-draw defence from Crediton. So this should be an uncontested scrum, because St Austell have one prop in the bin, replacement in the bin. Yes, it is, so it will go to Crediton. And you don't have to guess what Ollie Avery Wright's going to do from here. Oh, I got it wrong. There's Matt Shepherd. So as the clock runs down, oh, that was very unlucky off the top there. Well contested by Crediton, and they won the ball. That's anyone's ball, it's straight up in the air. And you can see that number 17, Josh Pearce, was in front of the kicker. Gives St Austell an opportunity. 5 metre line out. I'm sure I said last chance saloon earlier on. Like he said, the knock on in the line out there. Matt Boothby returns, so we would go back to contested scrummaging.
Come on, Say! Come on, Say! Big drive! Big drive! Come on, Say! Ah, right. You're not watching the same game? No, I am. Oh, thank you. Sure. Okay. Come on, Say! Come on, boys!
That's a good drive from St Austell.
Come on, lads! Come on, lads!
Number 8, Dan Lee at the back, controlling that beautifully.
Come on, Say!
Miles Davey to throw. Taken at the back by Rob Jeffs. And Cam Taylor feeds Ben Plummer. And also recycle. You can see the frustration. And you can hear the joy from the Crediton supporters. Matt Shepard had word with the referee there. The referee said, no, I gave a decision. He wasn't going to change it. Matt ran into his own player. Offside. So there's the score, Crediton 25, St Austell 18. Really not, I think, 3-4 minutes or so to play. Crediton with an attacking line out. Big tackle by Carl Marriott there. Slow to get up though. Knock on. That's
Get up, old man.
Lance Palmer, I think, who's had a very fine game. Lou said.
Come on, Richie.
Short delay, you can see he's a bit of a knock, but he's okay. No, he might be coming off actually. Looks like an ankle injury. Means that Rob Leach will retake his place, Lou said, with Henry Gavin playing tight head and Dan Yandell as hooker. St Austell scrummage. 5 minutes inside the range 22. Do they attack or do they consolidate and try and get the bonus point? They attack. Well, that could have cost them a bonus point there. Right in front of the post. 30 metres out. You would imagine that's bread and butter for Ollie Wright. Or are they going to go for the corner bonus point try? No. No, they're going to go for goal. So Ollie Wright to extend the lead to 8 points. 10 points, I beg your pardon. And she duly does. And with the final act of the game, St Austell denied a bonus point. Final score here today, Crediton 28, St Austell 18. That means everything is left to play for in the league. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to Gorick Park next week.